Hey, what's going on? This is another episode of the Reporter Vlog for July 30th, 2025 on a Wednesday afternoon. Uh, gonna try to get a doubleheader in. Uh, I guess you said a couple of serious ones, especially this first one of the doubleheader. Let's jump right into it. Crypto kidnapping. How armed gangs are hunting the internet high rollers. This is pretty much one of my most heavy duty stories ever given to the blog. Not the blog, but the vlog. Um, but anyway, let's jump right into it with my credits. It's brought to you by NBC News. Publisher being Bruno Harvett. Published on July 27, 2025 at 6 o'clock a.m. 6 o'clock a.m. 6 o'clock a.m. Uh, Crypto kidnapping, how armed gangs are hunting the internet high rollers. See if we can put this on exclusive. Hold on. That's why you ever get that thing down in your ear, I swear. Scratches down in your ear. But let's get right into it. Um, Festo Avo Bobby couldn't escape. He was on what was supposed to be a quick drive to clear his head near the water side of Kampala, Uganda, when three cars suddenly surrounded him. Five armed people came up to his car, some dressed in what appeared to be military uniforms. They knocked on my car window, tried to reach out to my phone, but I realized that probably they could shoot or something. Evalbi said, "I just didn't know what to do. I just started praying." The assailants blindfolded him and took him away in one of their cars. Evalbi, I was in the back seat and there were two people pressing on my head down. The 36-year-old said they were telling me they were from the army and they were taking me to a torture house. His captain said they were seeking a ransom, but not cash. We know we know you have been doing cryptocurrencies, and you have a lot of money. And we want to transfer 500,000 Ubalbi, the founder of the cryptocurrency educational hub in Metropolis Labs. His kidnapper saying. Mm. They took two of his iPhones, which gave the perpetrators access to 120,000 worth of stablecoin Tether and 18,000 worth of Metropolis Lab meme coin, Afro token. He got a glimpse of his captors when they would remove his blindfold and use his full face to unlock his phone and access to his crypto account. Hmm. The gun was most of the time pointed near my thigh and sometimes in my head. After a little over 5 hours, the perpetrators left him about 11 miles from his home, stranded just after midnight, with no money, no phone, no car. Avabi was able to stop a motorcycle taxi and pleaded for the man to help him. Wabi had been the victim of a classic crime with a modern twist: crypto kidnapping. Crypto kidnapping. It's been around for nearly a decade, but has become increasingly common in recent years as the value of cryptocurrencies has soared in the facial recognition technology has allowed assailants easy access to victims' phones. In a in a review of news reports and legal documents, NBC News identified 67 incidents of crypto kidnapping uh, involving a target of their family member, 44 in 44 countries in every continent except Antarctica. Let's read that again. In a review of new news reports and legal documents, NBC News identified 67 of the crypto kidnapping involving a target of their family member in 44 countries in every continent except Antarctica. Crypto kidnapping attracted attention in the U.S. in May when two men were arrested for allegedly kidnapping and torturing a man inside his home in New York City in an attempt to steal his Bitcoin. Kidnappings are part of a wide category of incidents known as wrench attacks, when perpetrators attack their victims in the real world as means of acquiring their cryptocurrencies. And term wrench attack comes from a comic, which two figures about stealing someone's cryptocurrency by hitting him with a $5 wrench. NBC News identifies over 150 alleged wrench attacks worldwide in the past decade and spoke to three individuals who shared their personal experiences. In these examples, perpetrators attempted to obtain the victim's cryptocurrency through home invasion, extortion, blackmail, armed robbery, and swatting, assault, and even murder. Hmm. When Marcelo Lopez Loops received a call from an unknown number in the middle of his workday. He thought it was a scam, but when they called a second time, he picked up and heard his wife's voice through the receiver. He received something that was he realized something was wrong. Lopes Lopez's wife had been kidnapped in broad daylight in the Brazilian city of Florianopolis. After dropping their daughter off at school, her captors held her in an apartment in the east zone of Sao Paulo, an area overtaken by the capital's first command, a large criminal network in the country. They demanded that Lopez hand over his cryptocurrency. We don't want bleep reals, they told the seller over the phone, referring to Brazilian's currency. We want one in coins in cryptocurrency. Understand? He appeared in local newspapers and television programs and said he made a fortune on manufacturing Bitcoin, which he now believes put a target on him and his family. Most people in the cryptocurrency space, with the intention of making everyone use it, with the intention of promoting it, end up making a very serious mistake, Lopez said. and that is to expose themselves. His wife kidnapping coincided with the monumental year for Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency had hit what at the time was an all-time high, 20,000, and debuted on CME, the world's largest futures exchange. A single Bitcoin was worth 117,000 as of Friday. Adeline Ordekian, a doctoral candidate at the University of Chicago, London, who co-authored the study of wrench attacks, said her research found a direct correlation between the number of attacks and the rise and fall of the price of Bitcoin. A report from the blockchain analytics from chain analysis uh, had some findings. The BBC reported in May that 20 people were arrested in France in connection with a string of cryptocurrency-related kidnappings. This year, David Ballin, a co-founder of the French crypto wallet from Ledger, was kidnapped along with his wife. As the price of Bitcoin continues to reach all-time highs, hitting over 120,000 this month, more attacks are projected to come. The chain analysis report from the 2025 could potentially have twice as many physical attacks as the next highest year on record, based on the projected rise in the price of Bitcoin. The report was noted that the number of previous attacks may have been higher than recorded, as many go unreported. Ordekian studies revealed that several defining characteristics of wrench attacks. One of their perpetrators have often don't act alone, and that the more violent attacks usually involve two or more people. One possible reason is the need of different roles in a single attack. Some perpetrators may be responsible for the physical component of the attack. Others may be responsible for using their knowledge about cryptocurrency in order to carry out a successful transaction. Lopez felt that this was the case with his wife's kidnapping. Right at the end, the kidnapper said, "No, I don't want." Right at the end, kidnapper said, "No, I don't want it in Bitcoin because you can't monitor the transaction." Mm. We want it in Zcash. We want it in Monero. Lopez said. I mean, so the guys more or less had someone giving them a tip to tell them exactly what cryptocurrency it should be. All Bitcoin transactions are recorded publicly, but users can protect their identities. Zcash and Monero are private coins. They that allow users to shield the details of their transactions, making them harder to trace than some of the other coins in cryptocurrency. Two people were charged in the alleged cryptocurrency-related abduction in New York in May. Both men, John Waltz and William Duplessis, Duplessis appeared to have come from cryptocurrency backgrounds. Waltz was once known as the Crypto King of Kentucky. They were also allegedly involved in the physical aspect of the attack, accused of torturing their victim with waterboarding, headbutting, beating, and use of electrical wires. According to the court documents, Waltz and Duplessis were granted bail on on Wednesday, according to the court records, after they had pleaded not guilty on all charges. Their lawyers did not respond to the request for comment. Mohammed Salin, a 23-year-old crypto influencer from Pakistan, said he was kidnapped in December. Told NBC News that around 8 people were involved in his abduction. Similar to Avibi's case, Salin said he was taken into a vehicle, extorted for his Tether holdings. They stopped the car and told me, "Show your account," and I said, "I have nothing. I have nothing." Arsalan said, so they told me, "You have 40,000 USDT. Can you please show us? Otherwise, we will kill you. We have we have a little gun. We have rifles." On the day he was kidnapped, Arsalan was forced to surrender $340,000 worth of tether when he got home to check his Binance account. He started in awe after seeing that his wallet was wiped clean. "I had no option left. This is my whole life savings. This is all my life's money," Arsalan said. "I have no words to tell you, but I feel at that time." Mm-hmm. Dakian said that in most cases, perpetrators are successful in taking money from their victims. Lopez's case was an outlier. His wife was held captive for 4 days while there was a deliberation over the ransom amount, and the authorities were eventually able to rescue her before he had to give up any money. Uh, Police located Lopez's wife in a 3-story building in Sao Paulo. According to the Onesimo Cruz, who works for the anti-kidnapping division of the civil police in the Brazilian state where Lopez's wife was abducted. Cruz added that when the police broke into the building, they arrested at least one person and removed Lopez's wife, finding that she did not sustain any physical injuries. A spokesperson for Sao Paulo Public Safety Department said that a statement in NBC News and that 4 other people were later indicted in connection with the crime. Lopez said that it was later revealed that the people who had kidnapped his wife had been planning the abduction for 9 months. They wanted a stratospheric amount. They wanted an amount that didn't exist, Lopez is saying. Lopez said his wife, captor, had misunderstood the amount of crypto Lopez had. Lopez had previously transacted with one of his wife's captors and sent him Bitcoin. He said, but the transaction gave that person the wrong impression about how much money Lopez has actually had. The guy didn't understand because he thought that the Bitcoin I sent him was mine. So Lopez has said they got confused. One thing the one thing was in my wallet. Another thing that is in my brokerage firm wallet. Ordekian says perpetrators familiarly with their victims, and is another characteristic that is common in these cases, especially in Figures like Arsalan, Lopes, and Navalby, who have built a strong online presence, who have built a strong online presence. Like in Lopes' case, the other people affected by crypto kidnappings who spoke to NBC News had connections to some of their assailants. Arson's perpetrators have messaged him on Instagram about purchasing Tether from him prior to this abduction. Evalby said that one of the people involved in his kidnapping was a family friend. Waltz and Duplessis was alleged to have known their victims personally for several years, according to the prosecutors. How a case is handled depends on a lot on what country a victim resides in. Dakin noted that there is a current no definition of a wrench attack in the legislation or academic work, which can make it difficult to form legal protection against a specific form of attack. In Pakistan, the current legal state of cryptocurrency is fluid, making Arsalan's case difficult to navigate. Pakistan's government has been critical of cryptocurrency, but has also been taking steps to recognize its increasing legitimacy. Arsons eventually filed a complaint with the Karachi police, despite having been threatened with murder by his captors. If he were to go to the authorities, the alleged perpetrators were arrested within 3 days after Arsalan filed a complaint. The case is still active. Pakistani systems are very slow and very lazy. They also don't know how crypto works, Arsalan said. They are just confused about this all. And right now, been waiting for several. Right now, I'm waiting for 7 months. Uganda similarly has a lack of regulation around the use of cryptocurrency. Despite this, Uvalbi said that he had support from the authorities who have placed at least one perpetrator in custody, according to the Metropolis Labs press release. Uganda Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development has said that cryptocurrency would be unregulated in the country and advised citizens to be wary of its use in a criminal transaction. Brazil currently has a number of laws and regulatory bodies tasked with overseeing the use of cryptocurrency. One is the Internal Revenue Service of Brazil, which Lopez said had launched an investigation into him to impose a possible fine based on the amount of money the perpetrator had requested from him during his wife's kidnapping. The Brazilian IRS said in a statement to NBC News that it would not be able to disclose any information about the investigation due to tax privacy laws. In the wake of their kidnappings, the victims who spoke to NBC News said that they've adjusted some of their protocols and practices. Lopes said that after his incident, he had made sure that all his crypto trading follows what are known as Know Your Customer (KYC) procedures, which require users of cryptocurrency platforms to provide personal information, including addresses and financial data. With more data about participants who are involved in crypto transactions, law enforcement and potentially identify individuals who might be involved in rich attacks. We have been able to track the funds, and those funds were formed in a certain Binance account. We were able to contact Binance through the Uganda police intelligence and send it to the KYC. You can send, and they send us to the KYC. Bobby said. Loeb said he has taken measures in the real world, like making sure that his family is accompanied by security personnel. In order, whew, man, we're back. We're back. We offer serious business. Serious business. Big old long story. Lopez said that he has also taken measures to the real world, like making sure that his family is accompanied by security personnel in order to avoid another attack. Avalbi said that he also has police patrolling his home every day. But he says that there aren't only measures that should be adopted. The authorities were not prepared. No one was prepared, Lopez said. I told people that there should be a team whether from the federal police, the civil police, I don't know which department, but there should be a team ready for this type of action. While many victims work to change their daily lives following their attacks, many still carry fear from their experiences. The trauma that comes thereafter is what is really more torturing. They've always said, feel like everything is insecure out there, out there. All right, yeah. This is serious business. See why this story is stuffed to really stuffed. Cause you got so many levels to that cryptocurrency business. It's a joke, but this is a warning from me to you. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. It ain't what it seems to be. And this is the perfect example how it is not what it seems to be. It just offers so much trouble, and cause that's a joke. Anytime you involve kidnapping and murder in the deal, yeah, you got it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. But I definitely can't offer no more commentary other than that on this story. Take it to heart how you want it. Offer any opinions if you want on it. Just drop them in the comment section of this episode, and I'll pick them up. But on to the next one. Let's see. On to the next one. Let's see. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Let's see. Let's see who's next. Okay. Off to Hollywood. And then he addresses controversial resurfaced Lindsay Lohan interview. Wonder what that's all about. Okay, something going on between Anderson and Lindsay Lohan. She probably said something, but let's get right into it. This is brought to you by DMZ. And brought to you by TMZ with With publisher being this, that's straight TMZ staff published on July 26, 2025 at 5:19 p.m. Uh, 5:19 p.m. Okay. Okay, Anthony Anderson says he didn't mean to upset anyone during an old interview with Lindsay Lohan. He was just trying to make people laugh back in the day. Here's the deal: Anderson was just hosting the Sharon Osbourne show back in December of 2003. Lohan came out as a guest, and the resulting chat has made the rounds online and raised some eyebrows. Woo, man. One of the questions catching some extra scrutiny is Anthony's query about if Lohan, who was 17 at the time of the interview, was seeing anyone. It's right after he gave her a pillow with his face on it. LL said no, but Anderson persists. And when Lohan reminds him, I'll be legal for anyone over 18 to try to get with her. He jokes that some men, including himself, like young women. Ooh, yeah. Yep, especially these days with who's in the office. You can listen to the clip of for yourself. Anthony breaks into a rip-roaring laugh, but the audience's reaction sounds slightly less enthusiastic. Through a representative, Anderson team told Entertainment Weekly his interview was clearly intended as comedy. He regrets if the humor was in poor taste and maintains the utmost respect for Lindsay. Any implication of the contrary is both inaccurate and potentially defamatory. Tons of comedians have had to apologize for jokes they made back in the day they wouldn't make now. But Anderson was 33 when the interview aired, nearly twice Lohan's age. So it's still giving a lot of social media users the ick. Hindsight is 2020, but Anthony probably won't live this interview down anytime soon. Yep. This game spit out jokes anymore. That's that kind of joke. With who we got in the office. Yeah, with who we got in the office, you can't spit out that kind of joke. Even though it's back in '03. Shows y'all things, these days change. So y'all, how you pretty much got to watch yourself these days. Especially, like I said, with who's in the office and how crazy he talks. And it's just it's a bad career move. Bad career move. But that's all I got on this one. This is pretty much just comedian making apologize for something that happened along back in the day. Uh, but that's what it is now. Like I said, it's a different age, and you can't say what you want, even though it may seem like a joke. Cause with him in the office and the Epstein files and all that news on that, you just can't take a chance now. And if you did, you gotta go back and apologize for it, or your reputation is gonna be ruined. Ruined. That's gonna do it for this one. This this long one, 35 minutes. This long episode of the reporter vlog for let's see, for July 30th, 2025, on a Wednesday afternoon. Y'all have a good one. I'm gone.